Hello everyone, in this video let us take a look at the built-in script called bulk copy SLA configuration. If you are working on Jira Service Desk, then I'm sure you understand that we need to also configure the SLAs. And configuring SLAs manually for a big project can be a cumbersome task because not only you have to configure different SLAs, but you also need to configure their goals. So in this video, I want to talk about this built-in script called bulk copy SLA configuration that you can use if you want to use ScriptRunner for Jira, or maybe you already have a ScriptRunner. So this built-in script will help you in copying your SLA configuration. Maybe you want to create a new project in your Jira instance. It could be a new service desk, maybe for a different team, and you want to make sure that you also have your Jira Service Desk related configurations copied over for you. So let us take a look at this example. So in my Jira instance, I have this project called hardware support, and in this particular project, I have created this SLA called source SLA, and I want to copy this source SLA to a different project, different Jira Service Desk project. And in this particular source SLA, I have a few goals. So I have one goal for task, which is 2 hours, and this particular SLA is using sample 9 to 5 calendar. I also have one more SLA goal called issue type is equal to bug. This is the criteria, and I'm using a custom calendar. And for everything else, there is no target, and it is using the default 7 to 4, 24 by 7, calendar. So let me also give some target to my remaining issues, maybe 3 hours, for example. And if I go to my target Jira Service Desk project, I do have some SLAs already, but I want to make sure that this new SLA called source SLA is copied for me. So let us see what this script can do. And my source project name is hardware support. My target project name is help desk team. So if I go back to my built-in script, I can select my source project as hardware support, and then I can select my target project, which is my destination project, as help desk team. And there is some instructions here. So it's basically when you're trying to copy the SLA, when you're trying to copy the SLA goals, these SLA goals basically talk about issue types or maybe some other criteria. So even if you copy those SLAs with the goals, your target project, your destination project should have the configuration which should match those SLA goals. So let us say you're trying to define or copy the SLA goal for issue type is equal to task, but in your destination project there is no issue type called task, so that particular SLA will not make sense. So let us try to run this script, and before I run this I may want to click on the preview button. So it says please enter a source project. So let me try to select it again. It was already selected. I think there is some problem. Let me try to refresh this page because I was trying to play with it earlier. So this is my source project, which is hardware support, and if I try to select my destination as help desk team, so please enter a source project. So I'm still getting this error. Let me try to reverse this to fix this problem. So yes, it is now working if I do the reverse, but I'm now interested in doing the hardware support to help desk team. So let us try to do the preview. So this time I am able to do this preview, and it says that the SLA configuration from hardware support to be copied to help desk team. So let me try to run this, and we'll go to the project and take a look at the SLA. whether they are copied or not. So I'm getting this message here that says the results of copying SLA configuration from project HS to HT. So let us go back to my help desk team project and let us refresh this project settings page where I have my SLAs defined already. So yes, I can see here that my source SLA has been copied for me, and in this particular case, if I look at uh, my issue type, which is equal to bug, so this is now copied for me. If I try to do a comparison of this SLA goal with my project, so if I look at my current source project, it has two issue types or two goals for two different issue types, task and bug, and there is also a custom calendar. So there is something wrong here because my task issue type goal is not copied. At the same time, I cannot see uh, my custom source calendar. So let me try to do one more thing because I was trying to create this SLA but I didn't save it. Let me try to run this again and let us see if the SLAs are copied or not. So if I go back to my uh, help desk project and if I now do a refresh again for the same SLA, I want to see a task. So let us wait for it to finish. So now you can see here that my my issue type is equal to task. SLA has been copied for me. In the previous uh, when I did it previously, I didn't really save my source or destination. So my issue type is equal task with 2 hours has been copied for me. And I can also see here that there is a custom source calendar which is showing me for bug. And I can see here that it says copy of custom source calendar. So basically it is trying to create a copy. And what I want to do is why I actually want to see what will happen to my existing SLAs, whether they are also copied for me or not. So you can see here that it is also copied basically the existing SLAs, but instead of overwriting, it has actually created a copy of the calendar. So I think it makes sense because you don't really want your existing configurations to be messed up. You want ideally a copy of it, but it makes more sense when you're trying to do it on a fresh project in a Jira instance. So one more thing which I want to try is, let us say if I have a calendar where I have defined some holidays, because I can see here that there is a calendar that has been copied, but if I add a new calendar, I'll probably name it as source calendar, and let us make maybe let us do a change in our work week. Maybe on Monday I want to say that I work from 9 till 6 for some reason. So this is a change here. So I'll save it. Maybe I want to add maybe some non-working days. So maybe on 27th of March there is some vacation maybe. So I'll add it. Just a name that I'm using here. So in this particular calendar, where is my calendar here? I'm trying to find my calendar. So yeah, this is my calendar. I think I need to again save my holidays. I think I didn't click on the add button. So vacation, I'll add a date, maybe on 27th, and click on the add button just to make sure that the vacation is added. So the name of the calendar is source calendar. Let me try to give it some name, maybe 2, because I already have one source calendar. And let us see if this is copied or not. And right now this calendar is not really linked to any of my SLA. So let me also try to create a new SLA goal with this new calendar. So maybe I want to define this SLA goal for issue type is equal to maybe change, for example, and my goal is 2 hours, and my calendar this time is source calendar. I'll add it here, and just make sure that you click on the save button. So when you click on the save button, you will get this message that your source SLAs are now saved. So now in this case, I have this new SLA goal for issue type is equal to change. Goal is 2 hours and a source calendar 2 with a non-working day. And I also have on Monday my time, my working time as I believe till 6 o'clock. So let me go back to my built-in script and let us try to run this again. So let me click on the run button. This is now complete. If I go back to my project, and let us see what is the situation right now. So let us see if we have a new SLA goal. So yes, I can see here that there is a new SLA goal with a copy of source calendar 2. So it is actually creating a copy, and I just want to take a look at the calendar basically, and I can see here that for my I have a couple of calendars. So for my copy of source calendar 2, I can see here that my working uh, working hours for Monday is correct. This is something that I set up in my source project. And I also have my vacation. So I think this built-in script can be really useful if you are trying to do this on a blank project, or maybe for some reason you just want to copy the SLAs, because setting these SLAs manually for different situations, different scenarios, different criteria based on JQL can take a long time, and if you are trying to do it manually, it will take forever, and it is a bit cumbersome. You will end up doing some mistakes, and also making sure that your calendar entries or your non-working hours are also copied over along with your SLA goals. It can be really tough to do it manually, but with this built-in script, it can be done within few seconds. And in this video, I have shown you a couple of examples with the different situations. Just make sure that your SLAs are saved before attempting to use this built-in script using ScriptRunner for Jira. So I hope this video was useful. Thank you very much.